Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. I am More Tanvi, and as you know, these are the series of interviews that we are conducting for the startup CEOs, founders and MDs. So let's get started. For today's interview, we have Mr. Prashant, who is the CEO of Chatgun.ai. Chatgun.ai is a SaaS conversational AI platform where business can automate conversations using virtual assistants quick and easy for communication regarding prospectus, executive customers, and internal employees with effective dialogue to reduce TAT, improve productivity, and eventually build intelligence on the top of it. Sounds interesting, right? So let's know more about it through the CEO himself.
Hello, sir. Good evening. This is More Tanvi from Startup Lanes, and we are very grateful to have you on the board for this interview.
Good evening, Tanvi. Same here. Pleasure having you.
Yeah. So I request you to please introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi, I'm Prashant. I'm CEO and co-founder for Chatgen.ai. So I've been leading sales and growth for this company since past one and a half year. Before that, I was a product manager for a couple of companies, and I had my stint at various companies. This is my third startup so far. This is not my first one. I had various pivots and then finally established ChatGen as a final one. And now my journey continues.
Okay.
So it's been a 5-year entrepreneur journey as of now.
So my very first question to you is, sir, how did you come up with this idea of Chatgun?
So before ChatGen, we were working as a service company called Select.in. So while we were working with Select.in, one thing that we wanted to do for various businesses is to automate their conversations, thereby automating their business processes. You can name it from the sales, or you can name it from the customer success, or it could be internal communications. So we were building a lot of virtual assistants and a lot of other predictive algorithms for these businesses and enterprises. Eventually, we've observed that there is a lot of ROI and there's big opportunity out there in automating these conversations. And while we were doing one project after the other as a service company, we were repeating ourselves a lot of things that we were doing before. So eventually, after an year, we thought most of our stack that we are using for the new project is being repeated. So we wanted to productize and then construct it as a SaaS platform. And so we have developed a platform to make these projects or these virtual assistants to deploy quick and easy. And so the ChatGen was born.
So my next question is that what was the difficult part? Yeah, what was the difficult things you faced in the early stage of the journey?
So the most difficult part while we were just starting out was getting the right talent in the company. So initially, I mean, very early stages, it is just the founders that will validate the value prop or the sales or the growth for the company. But eventually, you need people to pick that up. So when you are a small company, attracting the right talent, only selling your vision is a pretty difficult job that we have faced than anything else.
Okay. So my next question is that can you explain your business model in detail?
Okay, so our business model is traditional SaaS model. So where you can subscribe to the plan based on your need, and then you can pay either monthly or yearly. So it is kind of a SaaS subscription where as long as you start using your services, you will be billed either monthly or yearly. But if you want to upgrade your package, either based on the limitations or based on various capabilities of a chatbot or a virtual assistant, you can upgrade to a different package, and then you can also subscribe to that plan. So it's a traditional SaaS model, traditional SaaS business model.
Okay. So what was the gap that you identified in your market?
Yeah, this is pretty good question. So first thing that while we were working as services company, we were building chatbots and virtual assistants. But when we observed in the market, what we observed is the space is growing pretty quick. It's super fast in terms of tech. It is advancing day by day rapidly. So most of the solutions out there in the market are targeting towards enterprises. When it comes to automation or when it comes to building a virtual assistant, either for a customer service or for a sales, so if they want to build a complex chatbot or a virtual assistant, they'll have to go to a player where the player are serving for enterprises. So what we observed was even SMEs or small companies or medium range companies wanted to have these solutions, maybe at a very basic level, not at a complex level of what enterprises are doing. So I'll give you a small example for you to understand better. So let's say it's a CRM space, customer resource management space. So you have Salesforce and you have HubSpot, right? So Salesforce started aiming at enterprises mostly because they feel that enterprises have a lot of complex processes, and so their product was molded in serving enterprises. Whereas HubSpot, it was molded towards startups or SMEs, where they focused on more of ease of use, and then they focused on must-have requirements to manage their customers. So that's how this product has been built, HubSpot. So similarly, SMEs will also have the need to automate much more than what enterprises are will have. The need for automating certain processes in SMEs will be more than for enterprises. But one major problem with SMEs is they are limited with their budgets. They have limited innovations inside the company. So unless they are pretty sure, they won't shell out a lot of money. So they can. So there is no platform out there in the market which is flexible enough to serve a very basic must-have virtual assistant or a chatbot, and then they deploy it, and then they understand how much ROI that the chatbot is bringing to the business, and then if needed, they want to upgrade to a higher packages, increasing their capabilities. So since SMEs will be very conscious about their budgets and innovation, they want to start something very basic, and then if they see ROI, they want to upgrade. So this is what we want to do, where no one in the market is doing.
Okay. So I want to know that in the initial stages, did your friends and family help you funding?
Yeah, so far, all the funding that we have got from our services business or for ChatGen right now is mostly from our friends and colleagues. So we have grown, we have built the product, and we have grown a lot from the initial point of view. Today, we are at 50 to 60 paying customers on the platform. And then we have around 300 to 400 freemium users who are using it for free. So this is the scale that we have developed at a very initial funding only from the friends and colleagues circle.
Yeah. So have you ever approached the investors, and if yes, then how did you approach them?
So we've just started approaching investors because we have seen the traction, and we have got growth month on month that we can see. So investors reach out. I'm doing it in two ways. First, we have a lot of mentors and a lot of colleagues that whoever have invested in our company with high credentials in high companies. So we are taking introductions through them and then pitching investors. Second is direct shootouts to VCs and applying on their portals. These are two methods that we are trying to reach out to various investors.
Sir, as you know that we are going through this uncertain pandemic since a year. So I want to know, what are the other factors you see impacting your business in the coming years?
So the pandemic was very unfortunate. So a lot of people and even market didn't expect this to happen, which is affecting a lot of small businesses. But apart from such accidental and unpredictable events in the future, so one thing that we see is we ourselves see our IP as the data that we get on the platform. So what we are trying to do is, let's say we are trying to converse here, you and me. So there is a basic pattern. Let's say there is a basic introduction that we can see at the start of the call, and then we are involving in a discussion, right? So what is that we can automate? So this basic initial pattern of discussion can be automated through chatbots. Whenever there is a complex discussion or whenever there's a conflict, you need human to human involvement is what we feel. So all these basic questions depends on the type of the conversation. This is an interview.
Yeah.
This has a certain way of intent, certain way of questions. So let's say you have a grievance and you wanted to contact a company. You'll have certain kind of questions, certain kind of problems. So this depends on industry to industry and type of business process as well. So what we have in our system today is this intent-wise structuring with respect to industry. We have the conversation structured with respect to industries and intent. If someone in the future, let's say, outsource or open sources these kind of data, so whether the customer support in an e-commerce industry, these are the kind of problems and queries that the user will get. If it's Airtel or let's say someone in telecommunications, for customer support, these are the kind of questions and these are the problems and these are the intents that the user will ask. And if these things are open sourced, that is when there could be a major problem. But I don't think that will be open sourced anytime soon. Apart from this, I don't see any major blow in the business.
Okay. So, sir, I want to know that, as you mentioned before, that hiring the appropriate talent is difficult. So, I want to know that are you planning to hire fresh talents in your business?
Yes. So as we grow, definitely we will look for talent in the company. So when I say a talent, there are two types that I see when I'm hiring in the company. One is freshers who are very new to this role or job. Other is senior roles where people are already experienced and who are coming into the system. So definitely, yes, we will be looking to hire talent, and the kind of talent that I am looking when it comes to freshers is I definitely need energy. So because energy is something which is required for startups. If there is no energy in the system, everybody will be dull. So I eat on my co-founder's energy. If I'm down with some other problem or some major hit in the system, so I feed on my other co-founders' energy. So similarly, sales has certain energy in my system. Customer support has certain energy in the system. Someone coming into the system should enhance that energy as a team member. So I look at that kind of energy in the system. Second, of course, aptitude and also openness to learn. So rather than having in a closed-minded format, I look for aptitude and openness to learn. These are the two major things. Other thing that I also look at is third one as a third priority is maturity to lead a team after an year if it's a fresher.
Okay.
So these are the three important qualities in priority that I look for a fresh talent. When it comes to senior talent, I usually look at all these three boxes. Apart from this, I also look at the knowledge that they are bringing into the system.
Yeah. So next I want to know that according to you, what are the personality traits of a good leader?
Two things. First is honesty and integrity. The most important thing. When I say honesty and integrity, it's mostly taking responsibility for what has happened, whether it's good or bad. That's the most important thing that I look in a leader. Second is openness. So there will be a lot of creativity coming from your juniors, coming from your peers, and also from the management system. So rather than being in a closed-minded loop, you have to be open-minded enough to understand the criticism and also to understand what they are thinking and what they are suggesting. So rather than always being in a defense. So I think these are the two major things that I look after a leader. Uh, all other things are minor. So if you have these two things, everything will be dependent and it will follow automatically.
Okay. Sir, as you're talking about leaders, I would like to know what is the good part and what is the bad part of being a CEO?
The good part, of course, I think this is common for any CEO, is you are looking at your vision and your vision unfolding into a business viability. So everybody can have a vision, but business feasibility is something, is what your product is. So your product is not what you have built. Your product is your business. So when you see your vision forming into a business model, that's when you feel good and you feel great about yourself. The tough part is, there is a vicious cycle for every CEO that they'll follow. There are 4 parts to it. First, of course, product, and then you get people, and then you get growth, and then you go for funding, and then again you get back to your product, give a better version of your product, again hire people, again grow, and again you go for funding. So managing this cycle properly and linearly is the most vexing part. If you have the right people in the system, the cycle will go smoother. If you have the right product, the cycle can go smoother. But if everything at an average level, or if something is at very low, the cycle will not be proper. So you will get anxious, and timelines will get extended, or timelines will not go as per a proper plan. So the anxiety that you have to maintain this cycle properly and then grow. So small cycle and then a bigger cycle. So you'll have small team, small growth, small funding. You'll have bigger team, bigger growth, and bigger funding. So going in these cycles within time without exhausting your resources is something uh, exhausting and anxious. I will not say it's a con, but it's challenging at the same time.
Yeah.
That's why we are here. I love to solve problems. So even though it's anxious, it's something which I would love to solve, and that is constant in my life, and I have to accept it.
Okay. Sir, describe a time you had to make a tough decision, for example, budget cuts or organizational restructure, etc. And what did you do for it?
Okay, so my toughest times happened recently. So as I said, when you don't have this cycle properly, so let's say when you are at early stages, not now, maybe this happened around 7-8 months back. So when you're not having a linear growth or not expected growth, you don't have the right to spend more. So only when you understand the growth, you have the right to spend more. So we were understanding, and at the same time we were spending more, and the growth didn't happen the way we expected because of unpredictability in the market because of the pandemic. So during that time, a lot of people in the market were not open to innovate in the system. They were just trying out to do basic things and most important things that their business wanted to do. So they don't want to invest in innovative, which affected our growth a little bit. There was still a growth, but not as expected, because of which we have to do some budget cuts, because we don't have the right to spend more if you're not growing more. So that was the toughest decision that I have to take, where I am cutting budgets, and I have to look at the people who are not contributing for the growth, and then I have to place them somewhere else. So we went and then we lost some people in this process, but we made sure that they are happy, because they were integral part of our growth during the start of the company, which is very important for the company, for us to, as a company, for us to maintain them and then show them the growth. Unfortunately, we had to let go, but yes, we made sure that they are happy and everything was proper. Yeah, that was the toughest thing, other than anything else, that I've faced so far in my journey.
Okay. So what is the result now, sir?
So today we are growing at a faster rate, more than what we expected, because due to pandemic, people 1 year ago, they've thought that this will be temporary and markets will open
Mhm.
in 3 months or 4 months or etc. But they've realized that this is gonna extend and we have to live with it,
Mhm.
and it's not gonna come down soon. And then you'll have to do things digitally. So
Mhm.
60 to 70% of the businesses are forced to digitally transform themselves because of the situation out there, which gave us the right opportunity because we are here to automate your conversations and digitally transform.
Mhm.
Not everything as a whole, but most of some of the business processes in the company, which made us to grow at a faster rate than we expected. So we have reached in the 50 customers growth happened in last 3 to 4 months
Okay.
than in the initial months. And we are continuing to grow at the same pace, and we are trying to improve our growth rates with better talent
Mhm.
into the system. So that's
Great.
how.
Great. Yeah. So my next question is that are you looking for any vendor to simplify any part of your business?
So when I say vendors, so okay, one typical problem that we usually face is we are limited to our own knowledge. So
Mhm.
let's say I'm let's say I've worked with a lot of products and I've deployed solution. I understand end to end of a product cycle or project management or product management cycle. But when it comes to sales, you need to have a different DNA where you are forced to learn as a co-founder. So sales is something which you'll have to get it. But
Mhm.
since you don't have the expertise in it, you're limited to what you know on your knowledge. So I don't generally believe in agencies when you
Mhm.
don't have the capabilities inside the system. I usually believe in hiring people and then getting it done. But let's say if your house is on fire, you
Mhm.
cannot wait, you cannot go outside and wait ambulance or fire officers to come and then get your problem solved. you
Mhm.
will you will you will call them, but eventually you will take help of your neighbors and then you'll try to solve the problem as soon as you can, right?
Mhm.
So it's the same even for the company as well. If something is burning, I
Mhm.
cannot wait for someone that I'll hire and then he'll come after a month and then he'll solve my problem. The problem is today. So I, rather than hiring an agency, I usually look for consultants or through
Okay.
my mentors or someone who is a very expert in this space, where through his help we try to set up those systems into the process. So this we have done for sales before, and right now I think we are set with all the processes. But as we scale, if we see that certain systems are stagnant, if you don't have the right pool or talent in the system who can scale certain processes, that is when we go for consultants. But so far no consultants in the system. We had this around 3 to 4 months back,
Mhm.
and right now we don't have any burning problem. So we are making sure that nothing is burning in the system, and we are getting the right people in the system.
Okay. So my last question is that what are your recent and long-term plans for your startup?
So recent is we have seen certain growth rates,
Mhm.
but I think from the existing sales team that we have or whatever marketing budgets that we have, we can potentially grow at 2x rate than what we are doing today.
Mhm.
So my short-term goal is to improve that rate twice than what I'm doing today, and my long-term goal is to brand the platform. So the brand the platform in such a way that my actual vision of the platform is to anybody should be able to construct virtual assistants if they think about what the virtual assistant should be.
Mhm.
If you as a person, if you want to create your virtual assistant to follow up on your interview schedules or to set up interview schedule or to know about certain company, you know
Mhm.
that there are certain processes that you just have to do, where you want to do minimal thinking as possible. You just have to open your email, you just have to open the WhatsApp, and then you have to send certain messages, and
Mhm.
then if someone respond at certain way, you'll have to do it certain way, right? So if you know that this is something which you don't need to think too much, and if you want to construct an assistant, you should be able to build it
Yeah.
whether you know the code or not. Even if you don't code, you should be able to build it very easily. So that is the vision of the platform that I had while we are starting with this. So we started with businesses today, but I wanted to build this platform for everyone. So anybody who wants to have a assistant need not be robot. It is just a virtual assistant on your system, which can do things for you. So this is where I want to take the platform into, and where I want to brand ChatGen into. That's my long-term vision.
Yeah. So lastly, I would request you to say something to your viewers or our viewers.
Definitely I would thanks for this, Tanvi, first to you,
Yeah.
to having me here. Second, so I definitely want to tell about my platform in ChatGen. So two things. If you are looking at this video, and if you are a digital marketing guy, or if you are a sales guy, or if you are in customer support head, or you are managing internal finance operations or HR operations, if you want to learn anything about chatbots, or what is the best way to deploy a chatbot into your process, you can please come to www.chatgen.ai and book a meet with us. It need not be a sales call. We can just explore, and you can understand about what the platform is and what you can do to your process, such that your things can be automated. So whether it could be conversations or whether it could be anything, you can visit our website, book a meet with us. We have been in this system, and we have been building assistants for past 3 years through the platform, and also as a service. I think we have seen a lot of assistance and a lot of ROI that we are bringing. I think we are best suited for you to give any advice, or whom to choose and why to choose.
Okay. So thank you so much, sir. We are very grateful to have you for having you on this board for this interview, and also thanking you for the time you gave us. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tanvi. Thank you so much.